Good morning. Good morning. Welcome, 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 Facebook. This is Dionne, the Chief Joy Connector, coming to you live here, Woo family. Auntie Abimbola, Aquaba. Welcome. There we go. Marie, Andrea, Abimbola. So happy to see you all this morning. Grab your water, grab a notepad if you want one. If you're on your phone, you can screenshot. There you go, Auntie Abimbola. Hey, Chantel.
Peace and blessings.
Peace, blessings, love, and light. I thought you were coming in this weekend for Dance Africa.
No, festival in July.
Okay, all right. I'll see you in July.
Okay, good.
Grand Rising, get your phone, start texting your people, tell them to come chat. Tell them they got to wake up. Wherever you are, you know what you can do while you're here? Pop in the chat where you're hailing from. I want to see where people are coming in from today. I'm here coming in from New York's Dominican Republic in Washington Heights. Where you hailing from? I see you laughing, Chantel. It is. Spanish is the first language spoken here. People look at me and they definitely assume I'm either Panamanian or Cuban. And I'm like, no, blackity black. I am. All right, South Ozone, BK. Where you hailing from, fam? Where you hailing from? Marie, where you hailing from? Huh, that's a nice name, Dakaya? I love watching the names come in. E, morning, E.
Good morning.
Mm-hmm. Type in the chat where you're hailing from. Where you zooming from?
I'm zooming from New Jersey in my car, so I can't chat right now. But
okay, all right.
I'll
You drive safe in Jersey.
Okay.
Thank
you so much.
Oh, Jonesboro. I'm gonna be in Georgia. All right, I have to tell y'all, I'll be in Georgia for a week, but closer to Powder Springs. I don't know where Jonesboro is. I'm coming to you. Adam, where you hailing from?
I'm originally from the DMV, but I'm in the Raleigh-Durham area of North Carolina as of now.
I'm gonna have to get down. I haven't been there in a while.
How you doing this morning?
I am good. I'm happy to see you.
You too.
Even though I'm the queen of being off camera when I can see your faces or a picture. If you're not gonna show me your face, you need to put up a pretty picture. I'm just saying. Hey, Renee. Where are you hailing from? Oh, Queens. Okay. Nice. Put up a pretty picture. When I take my camera off, I was like, I got a pretty picture for y'all to look at. Yeah. Yes. Come in strong. Fam, grab your water, grab your tea, grab your coffee, whatever it is you need so you can be present, awake, and engaged. And if you love taking notes, have a way to take notes. Where are you hailing from, Renee? You know what? I probably said, where are you zooming in from?
Forever the dirty Jers. We love it here.
Love that. Awesome. Truly excited to be here with y'all.
Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Stay woke. Stay woke, it's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke, it's time to get up. We're healing, we're dealing, we're growing. Together, together, releasing. We're teaching, we're moving. Together, together, we're learning, discerning, we're striving. Together, together, we're leading, connecting, transforming. Together, together.
I love that song. So when you see my lips moving and you can't hear me and the song is on, I'm lip syncing over here, and you would want me to be on mute. Grand Rising, good morning, blessings of today. It is Monday. My name is Dionne C. Monsanto, and I am the Chief Joy Connector, coming to you live from Washington Heights. And today we're talking about it's not what's eating. No, excuse me, it's not what's eating. It's not what you're eating, it's what's eating you. Let me say that again. It is not what you're eating, it's what's eating you. All of us have various things in our lives that get on our nerves. So even before you came on today, we were chatting about the fact that it's been Mercury retrograde forever, since 2019, since 2020, it's been Mercury retrograde. And I jokingly said to the admins that Mercury need to get the braids done. Mercury got bad grades. I don't know what's going on with Mercury, but we need to do something to make Mercury happy. So when I think about that, each of you take a moment and when something's bothering you, what do? So many times I will feel like I'm off center, I'm off balance, and I'll reach for something. So I don't know, what do you reach for? Sometimes I'm a yoga teacher and I used to teach hot yoga in a studio. So people get really uncomfortable in their body and they reach for their water bottle. And I would say to them, sometimes we have to be okay with being uncomfortable. It's a process to learn to be comfortable in discomfort, because when you're not in the hot room, in the yoga room, you want to reach for something, but it might not be a water bottle. So some people may reach for food. Some people may reach for alcohol. Some people may reach for a cigarette. You may reach for cookies. There's a go-to thing. So what is that thing that is your go-to thing? And what are you craving? What is that thing when you're uncomfortable in your body and you want to go for something? What do? And it may be you have another habit that's not food. Maybe it's you go for a walk. Maybe you have something healthy. You go to the gym. Whatever that thing is, let me hear from you, Facebook. Let me hear from your family. What is that thing? What's your go-to thing? So for me, again, Shawnee's here, so I can quote her, and she's here. Say, I expose myself to expand myself. Shawnee put in the chat, sweets. Mine are not just sweets, specifically cookies. So I was coming home last night and feeling concerned about things that I need to get done and some preparation I need to have for a member of my team. And what did I do? I went to the store and I bought cookies, and I'm gluten-free and I don't do a lot of sugar. So I had to buy an expensive pack of cookies. And then I was like, I can't eat all these cookies. So I had a couple of cookies and then I gave them away. So am I the only one? What do you go to for? Okay. I don't even know what birthday cake Oreos are, Chantel. I'm gonna have to Google those. All right.
Yes.
Y'all stay educating me.
It's a lot of sweets in here. So mine are Reese's peanut butter cups, specifically Reese's peanut butter cups. Chantel and her birthday cake Oreos. Jacqueline said potato chips. Joy said same sis with the sweets. Veronica said ice cream. Sweets and more sweets.
Okay, so we're a sweets group. I'm gonna look up in a moment. So one of the wonderful things about each of us is that we can retrain ourselves. So in thinking of that go-to, so I love saying this is something that I'm working on still. And I bring it up as a topic because a lot of times I will interrupt the habit. So you can make, oh, an ISIS, okay. You can interrupt the habit by asking yourself a few questions like, what is really bothering me? Is this going to fill the void? And especially, I can't speak for everyone here, but so many people that I work with have challenges in their life with food, with people, with their job. There's all these different things that they're unhappy with, and they reach for something. So interrupting that habit to pause and ask, like, what are your goals? And really have a conversation with yourself. My thing is generally I'll look up, like, and I'm talking to myself, it's like there's some little Dionne sitting up there that I'm talking to, or they're on my shoulder. So it's like, or I'll have to close my eyes and go within. But whatever that action is, it's like, all right, what is the thing that, like, what am I really concerned about? So when people, it's like, I'm always going for, like, and I'm interested, I thought it was interesting, nobody put cheese in there, but I'm gonna ask you was there anybody else on Facebook, Shawnee? If you let me know as you're sharing. So I'm gonna be quiet because I see it, I can't even see all of it. The last thing I see is y'all on fire. So I'm gonna let you read what are some of the things that people go for.
Okay, so there was no actual cheese, but there is white cheddar popcorn in here, kettle corn popcorn, Ferrero Rocher chips and dip from Kaisha. Adam said, dang, y'all on fire. Hope we not making you distracted with all of these junk foods, Adam, as you at the gym. I had some, Jacqueline says she had some wine and chips over the weekend. And she said her husband's go-to is cheese. Yeah, Adam palm facing with all these foods here. No shares from Facebook as of yet. And oh, wait, did I just see somebody say wine? Wait, let me scroll and see who said wine.
Adam, don't be judging us over here. Don't be judging us over here.
Okay, E. Bradshaw says a vodka and cranberry. Okay.
Look, here for it. I haven't had that one. I might need to try that. I don't like
and
vodka
some
though.
Skinny popcorn.
I can get with the skinny popcorn. I could do that one, but I have to buy the small bags, not to have all of them. So having a conversation with yourself to interrupt it, and how I mentioned earlier, I'm glad when Shawnee's on and I'm quoting her that I expose myself to expand myself, one of her favorite sayings that I love. So coming clear with what it is. So choosing not to buy them, choosing not to have them. Don't go to Costco's and buy those things because then you're gonna have all of them. So making a choice to limit what's in the house that you have, and when you have access to it, and really have a conversation with yourself and creating a challenge. So when you look at that, now that you're clear on what the thing is that you reach for, let's have a conversation about why you reach for it. What's really bothering you? So I started off by saying, like, I know I have some deliverables. I know I have some things I have to give to people in terms of preparation. And I don't like to be the person holding the ball. So I'm looking at Shawnee. So if Shawnee needs something from me and I need to give it to her by a certain date, that's going to give me anxiety to making sure it's like, she's waiting for it. It's like a relay race. So the fact that I'm holding somebody up, like I'm holding the bag, and it's like somebody's waiting to run and I didn't give them that stick for the relay, that causes anxiety for me. So I have to really have a conversation with myself and have affirmations to decide what I'm reaching for. So start to pop in the chat. Now that we know what we all reach for, start popping in the chat and sharing what are your triggers. So deliverables, having a certain date by which I need to give someone something and I don't feel prepared. That's a trigger for me. So start sharing what some of those things are. And I see more things popping through. What are they talking about? Tell me what they're talking about, Tiffany.
Well, I don't mean to put my buddy on the spot, but people are shocked that Chantel admitted that she smokes now, more that she works from home. Shan.
Good morning.
Here, but first of all, I'm defending everybody because I appreciate all of you being vulnerable and putting it out with there. So don't y'all be judging.
No judgment.
Okay.
Just shock.
Actually, I
Okay.
felt safer because E. Bradshaw said that she, hers was alcohol, and I was saying, are we going into this beyond food? Because food isn't always my go-to. It is me smoking and feeling better. Sometimes I try to rationalize it, like, oh, it's medicinal. That's different. But no,
Oh, see, I'm glad you said when you said medicinal, when you said smoke, I don't assume what you mean when you say you smoke. So I think cigarettes.
Yeah. So yeah, to clarify, yes, it's that. And yeah, so that's where it was. So I felt safer. I mean, I always feel safe here, but I guess I just feel like I have to uphold a certain image or stuff and things like that. So yeah, I do smoke more. And actually I don't reach for food as much, I guess that's the munchies. So right now I'm with my grandmother, and I don't eat as much when I'm here because I don't smoke. So I've noticed that as well.
Got it. Thank you so much for sharing that. And thank you all for being so vulnerable. And I love, back to what you said, Chantel, where I pointed my finger, it was like that part. There's a certain image and how we want to be seen, and sharing that. And that's why I started off with going, I went and bought a box of cookies. This was a $10 box of cookies, and I left it out for somebody because I was like, this box of cookies cannot come in my house, because you know how many cookies I'm gonna eat if there's a box? A box. So really being comfortable with sharing what your ish is, and so you can release it and what your triggers are. So my trigger is the deliverable. So I see people type in about what their triggers are. So I'd love to hear some shares. And actually, I heard Chantel and we'd heard the admins. Who wants to come in and talk about what their trigger is? There's my Abena. I see Abena.
Good
Louise.
morning.
Is that E?
That's E. I got to my park destination, so I'm walking and watching and listening. So I'll just pop in. But my triggers are not being heard, and which I'm realizing more and more as I age as a Black human on this rock, and not being heard, and having so much experience and expertise at this point in time and in life. Just get to 47 and be Black is a big deal, and then not to be heard. Whew, I don't know how I would do it without my medical marijuana, my alcohol. I don't know how people stay Black and alive without something.
Ashe.
I just don't.
Ashe.
Thank you
for that.
Thank you for this space.
And thank you. No, stay here with me because first of all, the view of you walking is awesome. The view of you walking is awesome. And I love the picture, the energy of you moving through all of that. So I want to echo that and ask for all of us, you're already walking, but everybody, wherever you are, unless you're driving, take a deep breath, everybody. Just slow down. Take one really deep breath in and let it out. And being present just for a moment with our triggers and other people's triggers, and what E shared, I think, is a whole vibe and understanding what it is to be, as she said, a Black person on this rock, to live and breathe and needing something, and acknowledge what we've all shared is that we need something for whatever reason. And talking about being seen and heard, I want to ask you, E, if you're being seen and heard, is it at work? Is it at home? Is it in all places? Is it with family? Is there a particular space in which you're not feeling seen or heard?
I would say it's more in the workspace, especially as I've always had a light. I've always known about my light. I am not ashamed of it. I shine it bright so somebody else can shine theirs. My mission is to uplift, motivate, and inspire in everything I do. So not being heard at this stage, You know, in my 20s, it was like, you got to work hard. You haven't earned it. In my 30s, it was, okay, you're working hard, but you still got to pay your dues. Now I'm in my late 40s. And it's like, how much longer until I get heard? You're listening to the white man. I want to be heard because there's nothing in someone else that is not in me.
Ashe.
So
Ashe.
thank you. It's hard to be big and not be heard. And I'm not talking about size.
Oh, I feel you. I received that and echo it. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate seeing you walk, and I appreciate your share. So for everyone, I see Tiffany applauded you. Abena Louise, I'll get to you in 1 second. What I will say, not just for Eve, but for all of us, it is very human to want to be seen and heard in the world. And I think one of the greatest things, I love when someone says they love me, but I really feel it more if they say, I see you, I hear you, I feel you. So that part, and finding spaces to fill that void and having one step, an interruption for all of us. So whatever it is, start to think about what is that interruption. I am really comfortable with all of your triggers. Not comfortable, that's not the right word. I'm really comfortable with the choices we make to protect yourself. So we know what our triggers are. So making peace with, I went and bought a box of cookies. I didn't eat a box of cookies. So that was my interruption. It's like, no, this is what I really want. I am hungry. It's late. I don't have time to eat. I deserve something sweet. I have this connection with reward and food and having some for myself. But it's like, okay, I'm going to limit what it is and how much it is and what I buy. So I'll buy something that doesn't have as many additives in it and and having that interruption. So start thinking about that. Is what is that interruption? So for you specifically, E, who, if in the workspace you're not being seen and there's something you're reaching for, what are other spaces that you can lean into? Like for me, of course, Woo is one of them, and Shawnee is in my village, and different people in Woo are in my village that I could text or call to get something off my chest, or even sending a voice message so I can be seen and heard and echo. Is there another space where it's safe that you're seen?
Everywhere else. Everywhere else. And it's taken time to curate that experience and to understand that I have to co-create with my creator the space that I'm using. So I have my own business. I have a really loving spouse and family, and it's the workspace, which is but it's also, I'm learning that maybe it's because I'm too big and it's threatening. And that's not an easy go-to for me because I worry about sounding arrogant. But sometimes it's a lesson.
Got it.
That, it's just not a good fit. We don't have to yell and scream at each other. Maybe it's just not a good fit.
That's something, I'm glad you brought that up. I don't like to be the first person to bring that up with people. So one thing I will leave with you, because I'm just noticing the time, I always have to remind myself on the shorter days of the time. Pop in the chat my contact information, and we can have another conversation. But what I want to offer to you is, at the point in time when you're not feeling seen and heard, one reframe that I would offer for you in that space: you don't expect a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, or a 4-year-old to hear and see you in a way. So it's like, oh, I'm blinding them. So when you talk about the light, it's like, they can't see me, they can't hear me. So if you reframe for them, it's like, oh, those poor people, they're not intelligent enough, they're not awake enough, however you need to say it to yourself to go like, oh, too bad for them.
Sometimes they're just not ready.
They're not. And those are the exact words I thought in my grandmother's voice. Y'all always hear my grandmother. Denaret for we. Denaret. So that's, and fake peace with that, and see if you can walk away and go like, maybe I don't need this, because denaret. So thank you for that, E.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome. There's some more triggers in the chat, but Abena Louise has had her hand up for a while. I'm so glad to see you yesterday.
I
I want to hear
know.
what you have to say.
Oh my goodness. Morning, everyone. I just want to say it's like I'm walking at BAM and our eyes connected and we both immediately went, Abena. Like you looked at me, it was just like, Abena. I was like, oh my gosh, Dan, my other Abena. I was so excited to see you.
Yeah.
And Catherine and Bolly Green. I looked up, I was like, I know you. So it's just nice to see people in person that you've never seen before. So
Mhm.
I'm going to just talk about a specific trigger that happened for me on Friday. Like recently, within the last few weeks, I've been noticing people, besides the whole mass shootings, people have been flipping out emotionally, especially when it comes to like intimate relationships. So I was in I'm in like several different types of chats. And one particular chat I'm in, it was, there's a few spiritual people there that do readings and talk about crystals. So some kept guiding me to say, let me just put it in the chat. And I was like, have y'all noticed, all you spiritual, healers and so forth, that there's been an uptick in emotional, people flipping out emotionally besides the mass shootings, right? And several people responded. And several of them said, yes, I noticed it, but I thought it was just me. Thank you for saying this. And this is what I do to combat it. And then it was a whole conversation. So one of the sisters said it and she phrased it in a way. And she's like, we're in Mercury retrograde. And the way she explained, she was like, retrograde is when things will keep coming up for you that, maybe you've had issues with in the past. And it's kind of like a test to see how you can deal with it better. And if you have not used the tools or grown to get better with it, you're going to keep repeating the same cycle of emotional, kind of response to it that's not in a good way. So on Friday, I went to work, and I know a lot of people know I'm a school nurse in an elementary school. So from the time I walked in, it was just call after call after call after call after call. In the past, I've had issues with dealing with stress. Like I would get frazzled depending. And at one point I was like, oh my God, the teachers keep calling, this going on, that going on. I'm like having 6 students backed up waiting to see me. And I was about to kind of, go into like, oh my God, what do I do? And all of a sudden the word retrograde just echoed in my head. I stopped. I took about 3 deep breaths. And I said, what can you do in this moment? I said, all you can do is see one student at a time. These teachers do not know what you're going through because they're going through their own stuff. They only know that child is sick and they're calling you. They don't know that 6 other teachers have called you in the last 10 minutes while you're trying to take care of this other student. So all you can do, deep breathe. You're not going to take out your stress on these teachers. You're going to be the same pleasant Nurse Louise that these children are used to. And from then, it was just a state of, I just went into peace mode. And, I just have to say, it was just such a powerful moment for me. And I'm just so thankful because I was a little bit hesitant to put in the chat about that. Because, sometimes people get a little weird, but the fact that these sisters put out there in terms of their spirituality and talk about, cleansing this, cleansing that, it gave me the strength to say, hey, have y'all noticed this? And then for her to explain a retrograde, which also, and for me, inner peace is absolutely priceless. So I went through the rest of the day, calm, happy, my usual joyful self.
Yeah.
And then by 12 o'clock, it calmed down.
Good.
So
I want to interrupt you just for one moment because I want to call attention to everybody on Facebook and here with us on Zoom. Again, if those of you that don't know, I keep calling her Abena because those of us women born on Tuesday, that's our day name. So I am born on Tuesday, so I am Abena and Louise is Abena. So I'm not calling her out of her name. I'm calling her another name. So the Abenas. What I want to call out that Abena said is that bringing something into the space, how we here as a part is in the culture of woo to come out and share or to put it in the chat so we can connect. And as Eve was saying, it's a way of being seen. So her bringing this into the space and that spiritual community brings that in and acknowledges that for them. And then having something and her breath. My breath is one of the big go-tos even after E spoke, having all of us collectively take a breath and finding these ways to interrupt life as it's happening. You know, like sometimes we are in life and we're participating in life, but it feels like a whirlwind and that's happening to you. So as Abena spoke, you could hear like the energy rise, and it's like it was the whirlwind of taking her. And she's like, wait, she interrupted it and acknowledged how she wanted to show up in the space and what she needed to do. And we all have that as a skill. We all have that, to take a breath, to bring something into the space, to be seen and look at what that is, and to clear and cleanse and all of that. And by being intentional with life is happening and I'm still showing up as, that'll make a difference. So that is an offering. That's something I say to myself that I offer to you, Abena, as well as E, and all of us in the space and Zoom and on Facebook. I know as life is happening, I know. So we need to see ourselves and hear ourselves. And sometimes I'll have to say it out loud, girl, Dionne, you know, you don't need them cookies. I was like, I really do need the cookies right now. Okay, why do you need the cookies? What is happening to you? Life is happening. And how do I want to show up as that person? How do I want to show up? How do I want to be seen? Louise said, I want to show up. I want to be the nurse Louise that they all know me to be. Loving, caring, joyful. So starting to have that conversation with yourself to shift and clear makes a big difference in how you show up. And you said it took a little bit of time, but it did happen. So by noon, it's something else Abena Louise said, that the energy shifted. She acknowledged it, she called it out, and then she took her breaths and she was able to shift and change what it is. And this isn't a great example of her being at work, not just at work, but as a nurse in elementary school. So she is not going to be reaching for something to smoke. She's not going to have any vodka and cranberry. She's not, you know, she probably could have got away with the cookies and the other things. And that's one of the things, because they're safe, acceptable, you know, I'm doing my quotes here. If you're not watching, if you're listening, I'm doing air quotes, things that are safe and acceptable reaches. And we sometimes have to reframe those to see what that is, to acknowledge. So thank you for that sharing.
You're welcome. I just want to say just quickly, my go-to used to be sweets, but since I got the therapy and came into Woo, you know, I lost 28 pounds. And because I stopped the emotional eating, so even though I may acknowledge some sweets, sometimes my more go-to now is music. I have like so many songs that I got from Woo that I listen to. I Am Enough, you know, Trigger thing from Chantel, you know, Change from Mika. You know, I put certain songs on that, you know, help to uplift me. So thank you. I know we're short on time, so I so love this. They have a great day.
Thank you. Well, what I love, thank you for that, Abena. So I didn't plan this with Abena Louise, even though I did see her yesterday. Just so you know, I thought now would be a good time for y'all to move and listen to music. So I want to acknowledge that technically we're done, and I'll stay with you. If you give me another 10, 15 minutes, we will wrap up around 7:45-ish. And I love there's another coach in the space, because as coaches, lots of coaches in the space, there's a circle. There are pillars of self-care and things that, you know, we need to do. And they did put in the chat the self-care bingo board. Those of you that did not get it, please note that when you sign up for that link, it sends you an email and you need to confirm that email address. I did see it get popped into the chat, and that's available to absolutely everybody, whether we speak or not. So there's different areas in where we may be frustrated in our life, and it could be money, home, work, spirit, body, or mind. And there are different ways and areas. So I know when Chantel had done one of her offerings, she brings up the wheel for you to see it. So the song that I've decided is when I'm on Wake Up Everybody, if I'm gonna play a song, my go-to song is Happy. So wherever you are, if you have the ability to get up and dance, I figured out I'm gonna stand and move with you. We're just gonna listen to a little bit of Happy and just see how that as a go-to shift. So I love that Abena brought up music as something that's one of her go-tos. And I do see some people typing in the chat. The one I see last is Adam said Grover Washington will do it for him all the time. So we're going to listen to Pharrell Happy. There's lots of other go-to songs that I have, but that's the one that I choose to play with y'all. I may bring in some soca next time, but we're going to listen to some Happy. And if you can get up and shake your body and move if you have that available to you where you are.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break.
Whether you move and reach, if you can't get up,
Hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air,
give me a thumbs up, Abin and Louise, if you can still hear me over Pharrell. Okay, good.
clap along if you feel.
And the energy, the thing about this song, he gives you physical things to stay and move and to clap.
Happiness is the truth.
We all remember, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
Know what happiness is to you. Clap along if you feel like
I'm looking to see who I can see moving on screen.
here come bad news talking this and that.
Thank you, thank you.
Well, give me all you got and don't hold it back.
Give me all you got, don't hold back.
All
right.
Just fine.
Oh, peace, Renee. We're gonna turn, thank you so much, admin, for that little itty bitty bit of the song. Each of you know what your go-to song is.
Along if you feel
I appreciate y'all.
clap along if you feel like
We're gonna take the music out slowly, and then I'm gonna chat with you a little bit about what's possible for you.
is to you. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down.
That is my favorite part.
Bring me down.
Yeah, thank you. Don't let nothing bring me down. So thank you for letting me see some of y'all move. And what that is, you have all so much power and so much light in your shares. And as you journal, if you have it available to you, once we get off, take some time to sit and write about the things that you shared here. I didn't get to go through all of the shares, some of whatever it was, what your trigger is, what your go-to is, and how you can reframe it and interrupt it. And journal about that. Is it a particular area? And notice your pattern. Journaling is such a phenomenal thing that we have available to us, and community and reflecting. Even if we start a thread and it's in the Facebook group on Woo and sharing, I felt triggered by this and I reached for that and I was able to interrupt it. So I felt triggered by a deliverable and a date by which I was feeling anxiety about reaching it, and I reached for cookies. And while I still made that choice, I did interrupt not having all the cookies and journaled about it and had a friend over and talked. And so if you create the habit of interrupting your go-to, you create less time. And I love also some things that, because always from the share, and I love echoing the teaching from our community. Abin Louise shared that she was able to release 28 pounds by interrupting what her habits were. And that's why the name of this, it's not what you're eating, it's what's eating you. We need to address the areas in our life that are calling us out and bringing us into spaces, bringing us to habits that we may not feel as proud about. I love that Chantel didn't want to share something, in terms of smoking, but then when she saw, she felt safe because someone else shared alcohol. We have our go-tos. And even if it's a healthy go-to, by listening to music, going to the gym or going to a walk, something triggered us and we needed to take an action. So if we as a community are consistently interrupting ourselves when we have a go-to and replacing it with something, the space between reaching for food, reaching for sweets, reaching for alcohol, and acknowledging it is difficult. Reach for the phone. Reach for the phone and have a conversation with someone about what's happening and how it can make a difference for you. Because what's eating you, not being seen, how you're dealing in Mercury retrograde, what it's like to be Black in America, what it's like in the news, what's happening in the world and how it impacts you mentally, physically, and emotionally, all of that. The reframe. I saw a question in the chat. What was the question, Tiffany?
Can you explain the reframe again?
Yes. So in acknowledging yourself, that pause. So if most of us, I think everybody's old enough to have heard of ADHD. So there's children with ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. So one of the things that in the training and therapy for that, and sometimes even with medication, you're trying to put a pause in, there's an interrupt. So if somebody you're dealing with something, like all of us, we're really happy, you know, we had a song, we did something. So you're interrupting that first thing. Because we have these thoughts in our head where somebody will say something and you just want to haul off and smack them, or you want to, your inside voice. So at certain times your inside voice doesn't work and something will come out of your mouth. So it's the same level of thing. We have something trigger us and we want to reach for something. So by having a conversation with yourself, and so the reframe, one aspect of the reframe is, so-and-so, I didn't feel seen or heard at work. And now I want to have a drink. So what can I do to interrupt that? Why do I need to have a drink? Who can see me? How can I be seen? Who can I reach out to if I'm choosing not to reach for my go-to thing? If I'm choosing not to have cookies, it's like, all right, do you really need cookies? Or for me personally, I am a red wine sort of girl, order by the case, and I love entertaining. But I will interrupt if I'm feeling really low, if I'm feeling really sad, if I feel like I just want to cry myself to sleep and hug Elmo. And it's like, this is probably not the time to drink. What can I interrupt with? Who can I text and who can I call? So I don't make that association with, I'm really sad, I'm going to have a drink. I'm really frustrated, I'm going to eat a cake. You know, I don't eat a cake, but just to make that go-to, to interrupt, to find that thing in the middle that I can journal, I can dance, I can write. Sometimes when y'all see the dance videos that I do on Instagram, I'm interrupting something. It's like, okay, we're gonna dance it out. We're gonna dance it out, and I'll be dancing around the house. And then I'm like, oh yeah, let me just pop the video on and y'all get an IG live of me dancing, or IG reel of me dancing. Move it out of your body. Stand and shake. So did that answer the question, whoever asked about the reframe?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, good, thank you. Walk it out, talk it out, dance it out. And then if you decide to eat or drink or whatever that go-to is, you've had a pause, so it's not automatic. And as you create more space between you and the go-to, it becomes, you know, you're more able to deal. We're building up the muscle, the emotional, physical capacity to shift and reframe what's happening in life around us, instead of what's happening to us, what's happening for us. Life is always happening. Mercury retrograde, I jokingly said it was like since 2020, but it's a few times a year. And I think someone typed in the chat, it's 4 times a year, and it's a period, and you can look at it and become aware. Full moon, you want to know when the full moon is happening. Things are going to happen. We are water, we are energy, we are made of stars. So the stars, the water, the cycles impact us, but we can interrupt it and we can connect to each other. So when you're reaching for something, you can even ask yourself that question: what's eating me? What's bothering me? How can I reframe this? How can I shift this energy? And if you decide to make that same choice, I have no judgment about it. And don't judge yourself harshly based on what you did. It's like, this is what I needed to do. Most of you have seen this Post-it that I keep by my desk. Oh, there we go. I am doing the best that I can, and that is enough. So sometimes when you make a choice that doesn't seem like it is the best in that particular moment, that might have been the best choice that you could make. And forgive yourself, because whatever choice you make, the judgment and the guilt that you have around it is more toxic than whatever you reached for. So with that, I want to see if there's anything, you admins will let me know if there's more that needs to come out from Facebook or Instagram, or if we feel complete with what was shared, and I'll read it later.
I just want to acknowledge that Jem from Facebook has joined the conversation. Just going to read a couple of Jem's shares. She said, "Happy is a great song and it makes me feel like moving." And then she had shared earlier about an essential oil, I believe called Joy, which she uses when she's triggered.
Mm. That's a good one. I don't think I have any more of that one, but that's a good reminder. Thank you for saying that, Jem. I appreciate that. But all of us, were you complete? Was there more, Tiffany?
Yes, Jem does have some more comments in there, but I did want to acknowledge that there was presence and activity coming from Facebook, since a lot of the shares from earlier were coming from within the Zoom space. So Jem is here on Facebook and she is present for the conversation. And
All right.
I'll email you the chat so that you can read it
Okay.
later at your convenience.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So this was one of our shorter days. Thank you for staying with me. I know people will need to tap out soon. So all I want to say to you is you have tools. You have tools, you have community. We are community. We have tools. We have the Facebook group. There's so many things we can lean into and reach for. So whatever that thing is, whoever that person is, to text or call, and you can even create a list, having a go-to and telling those people they're a go-to for you. Louise shared earlier about releasing weight. And for me, at that point in time, I've shown you pictures when I've done longer ones. I'm 5 feet tall. For those of you who've never met me, I'm not 5 feet tall since I was 11, but I was over 200 pounds. At my highest, I had reached 204 pounds because I ate my way through all of the situations. And in reframing that and getting myself back to a physical balance where I felt healthier in my body and in my life, it was a lot of interrupting. Okay, we're making a choice. Why are you doing this? And it's just the same way you would ask, like if you were speaking to somebody else, I always use 2-year-olds and children, because it was like, I want cake. It was like, no, baby, this is not, we have to have dinner. You can't have cake right now, but I really want, talking to your inner child and having a conversation with yourself and interrupting. What are you feeding and who are you feeding? Am I feeding my body? Am I feeding my emotions? Because your emotions need something different. And if you could see a person and get a hug, you might be touch starved. Get a massage, go for a walk, hug a tree. Let's reframe what all of it is. So yeah, interrupt, and allow and forgive and learn, because the emotions are teaching us. So it's not what happened. It's not always what's happening to us. It's what's happening for us to learn and grow. And if any of this resonated with you, I'm going to ask my beautiful admin, they're both beautiful, to bring up our slides and see what's coming up and what's next and what our offers are. Thank you for staying with me. So hopefully something resonated with each of you and all of you, and only because time is limited, I would like to offer 8 complimentary discovery sessions. As we know, time is money, but all of you are valuable. And I love all the coaches in this space are giving things up that are available to you. And I love, even yesterday, listening to Tiffany and code switching and how we do this in certain spaces, just to have a connection with somebody. So if there's something resonated with you that I've said and we haven't had a conversation, please set up time. If you want or need support, there'd be so many reasons you may want a session. Take a picture of this slide. And so let's see, we can have a chat and create a breakthrough and create a habit for yourself. And as soon as you go in, I'll get an email for this. And I think they popped it in the chat already. So you can click the link and schedule, and I'll get an email. But if you schedule, I will ask that if you've already had a session, or I know you've had a session, you may not be one of the 8. These are complimentary. If you do want a paid session, then we can talk about that and create something for Woo. But have that space and show up, because sometimes we sign up for things and we don't show up. So please do show up and offer and value my time and value your time. And keep coming to Woo. And I want to give you the contact information as well. I think that's what's coming up. Yes. I will take text messages. Those of you that have sent me text messages, I do respond. I'm not the best about answering calls all the time, but I respond to text, and then we schedule time to chat. My Facebook page, Instagram page, Take a picture of the slide, my email address, and the link tree. There's my website, different times I've been speaking, because we're at the last tail end of May being Mental Health Awareness Month. And then offering your, my own natural energy yield. There's a wonderful way now you can contribute to the Woo space. You can do $25, $50, $75, $100 a month, and you do any of those bit.lys there. So bit.ly/Woo Love and the dollar amount, 25, 50, 75, and it would be a monthly love offering to the space. That has been going on for, I think, almost 600. We're almost up to 600 days, people. It's been over 2 years. And then let's see what's coming up. Tomorrow, for Tuesday, May 31st, is the beautiful Yogisha Stacy McLean, Transformation Tuesday, maintaining a healthy mind, body, and spirit. And then on Wednesday, June 1st, we have Overcoming the Spirit of Comparison and Competition. Does imposter syndrome really exist for the Black woman? Facilitated by Dr. Angela Clack. Come out Tuesday, Wednesday.
Thank you so much, Dionne. Oh, I'm going to be here for it. Imposter syndrome is another one of those topics I'm passionate about. All right, so welcome to the Woo Nation, all new members. If today is your first time joining us, please drop it in the chat. We want to acknowledge your presence and invite you to come back tomorrow and the day after that and the day after that. This is the Wake Up Everybody schedule. We're live on Zoom and Facebook 5 days a week. Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Mondays and Wednesdays from 7 to 7:30 a.m. If you would like a notification when it is time to join us on one of these platforms, please text the word Woo Nation in cap locks to 74121. And then make sure you shop our swag shop at bit.ly/Woo Swag. Get your merch so that you can represent your community. And remember, they always make awesome gifts. Thank you. And here's how you stay in touch with us. Register at bit.ly/Wake Up Movement weekly so you can see which facilitators are coming up and the topics we'll cover. Join us on Facebook at bit.ly/Woo Community, which is our private group, or bit.ly/Woo Nation, which is our public page. On Instagram, we're at Wake Up Everybody Virtual. Clips are on YouTube at bit.ly/Woo on YouTube. And last, and certainly not least, you can always email us at info.wakeupseries@gmail.com. We're always looking for more admin and facilitators. So if you're willing to come onto this side of the page, we're always welcoming you. At this time, I encourage everybody to come off of mute. It is time to reign in abundance on Ms. Dionne and her share with us this morning. Thank you so much, our joyous captain, creative of Joyous Life. It's a pleasure to be here with you. Come on, everybody, join in.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss
Thank you
Avenant.
so much. It was beautiful. Thank you for being so
Beautiful.
Thank you so much for
Thank
gracing us.
you.
God
Nice.
bless.
I
Thank you.
really
Wonderful day,
took a lot
everybody.
of
Good to
things
see
away.
everybody.
Thank you.
I can look at my
Morning,
triggers
everyone. Love
Beautiful.
you.
Thank you
and
Praise the
so
Lord,
interact.
much.
everybody.
Blessings.
Hey, family,
Thank
this
you.
was beautiful. Thank
Yes.
you so much,
Hey,
Have a
Dionne.
great
Missy.
day, everyone.
Let's
Beautiful.
kill
Hey,
addiction.
Have a
beautiful. How y'all
I'm
wonderful
gonna
doing?
day.
kill you.
Thank you.
Yes,
This is
thank you,
so
Adam.
beautiful, Miss
Thank you,
Yes.
Dionne.
Dionne.
You're welcome.
Thank you, beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you,
Thank you,
thank you.
Dionne.
Mwah.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you,
Thank you.
Tiffany. Beautiful.
Blessing.
Thank